Hey guys, welcome back to the arena. I am here for day 4 of my challenge to see if I can make it to rank 1 mythic in standard here with mono white humans. And if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate you. And if you do end up liking my content, please consider subscribing, maybe bringing it to a friend, sharing it with a buddy. And for my returning viewers, thank you guys so much again for your support. It really does mean the world to me. You guys are awesome. In addition, I wanted to let you know that the deck list here will be in the description, both at moxfield.com and untappedgg. And then there'll also be a playlist here in case you want to see the previous videos here where I started my challenge. In addition, I'm also launching memberships. So memberships should now be live. If you guys want to have access to my content ahead of time and then have a couple other perks, I have 2 levels, so check it out. If you want, go ahead. There's a button right next to the subscribe button where you click join, and then you can choose if you want to become a member. But anyways, appreciate you guys. Let's get into it here. So made quite a few changes here. We're looking at best of 3 this week because I did qualify for the standard qualifier event weekend this coming weekend. So super excited. The deck has just been doing really great. And some of the major changes that I was looking at for the sideboard, I just started getting into best of 3 matches as of yesterday's video. And yeah, I had to make a lot of changes just to kind of look at some new options here. So I ended up cutting quite a bit from the sideboard and then brought in some cards that I think are going to be a little bit better fitted to some of the matchups that are in the meta right now. First of all, we've got 2 copies of Destroy Evil. This is really good against any kind of enchantment strategies. Specifically, it's great against like Temporary Lockdown, any kind of pump effect enchantment that Boros Convoke can throw at us. Also good against the enchantments that the Temur World Souls Rage deck runs. And then in addition, it also has the utility of being able to hit high toughness creatures here. So big threats out of Boros, big threats out of kind of other large creature decks. Just very, very effective card here sort of all around. So we've got that. I've got 2 copies of Lantern Flare to really help in the mono red matchup. This also helps quite a bit here against Boros Convoke. And also the Mirror, just helping that get that life while still getting some damage in. In addition, we have 2 copies of Knockout Blow specifically for the mono red deck, and just kind of the premium answer to mono red aggro. I also added 2 copies of Kutzil's Flanker, which has been a really powerful card for a couple reasons, especially because World Souls Rage, the Temur deck, has become such a big part of the metagame. This can just totally hose their library, or excuse me, their graveyard, and it's also great against Reanimator decks. In addition, it also gives you kind of that 2 life and scry against mono red or Boros. And then we also have the ability to kind of react to a board wipe against like the control decks, like either Esper Control, Azorius Mill, that kind of thing. So being able to have an answer for a board wipe and present a new threat, pretty important. 1 copy of Surge of Salvation. This is kind of in response to Ill-Timed Explosion out of the Temur World Souls Rage deck specifically. It's also great against mono red aggro, just to kind of help protect your guys. And then we have 1 copy of Glass Casket, which again is kind of specifically targeted at that World Souls Rage deck to be able to get rid of their creatures but also exile them at the same time. They do have some really nasty threats in the Analyst that can then flip over a bunch of lands and then get like 10 lands back from their graveyard at one time, which is just completely out of hand. So being able to exile that's pretty important. Also their Nissa Animists. In addition, it just has a lot of utility against a lot of creature decks. 2 copies of Invasion of Gobakan. This is great against not only control matchups, but also just kind of go big decks like Domain, where you can just put things out of range, and then also help against board wipes that don't involve exile, like Depopulate, Ill-Timed Explosion, that kind of thing. We have 1 copy of Anointed Peacekeeper, which again just kind of helps put some of those expensive spells out of range. And then 2 more copies of March of Otherworldly Light, which has been an absolute MVP here on the main deck, specifically targeted at Boros Convoke to be able to deal with their blood tokens when they're targeting it with Gleeful Demolition. But it also has a lot of play against like the Restless Anchorage in Blue-White Control, any other kind of low mana cost threat. There's just kind of tons of things it can do. If you have enough mana, you can also deal with temporary lockdown. So it just has a lot of utility. And then, yeah, that's kind of the board. And I'll see if I can put together kind of some more specific matchups, sort of how to board for each, but just really just been trying to get into it. So all that said, the main deck is the exact same. Let's go ahead and get into some matches. If you do really like my content and you want to, you know, leave a tip, thank me, there is a way to do it. So if you go to the little more icon, you can actually donate via Super Thanks. So if you want to leave a tip, I greatly appreciate it. You don't have to, but if you want to show your support and your thanks, there's another way to do that. And you can do that right in the through YouTube here. So, all right, let's get into some games. But yeah, it feels so good getting qualified last weekend. And now just kind of basically just try to jam as much best of 3 as possible just to get ready for it. But yeah, if you are running best of 1, I do think that the main deck list is really good. It did go 6-0 with the play-in best of 1. So I think it's really, really good for ladder if you're trying to just grind in best of 1. And I left the main deck untouched. So basically just all the changes have been to the sideboard. I haven't had a chance to look too much at the new set, but also really excited just for the Thunder Junction coming out. And I know I've been talking to one of my buddies, Ace MTG, if you follow his channel, might do like a draft for that, like a collaborative draft, kind of like we did in the past for the MKM. So that might be kind of fun. But yeah, for now, definitely focusing on the challenge here, see if I can take this deck as far as I can. All right, happy to be on the play. Opening hand looks great. Okay, so I guess that Cauldron combo deck. Yeah, let's lead out with Dahlia here. Sun Gold Sentinel is going to be pretty good too. But I think right now, let's just get Adeline down. Then here I think we just want to go Vanguard plus Sentinel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we want to... I guess they could have like another Cauldron, but I think we get Rubble Belt there. It's probably just going to do it. So yeah, I think this is like some sort of combination of like Fling combo deck. So we definitely want to keep all the Sun Gold Sentinels. Thalia seems really good. They probably bring in, I guess, like low to the ground removal. Probably want to bring in Flanker also just to hose their graveyard. And then not sure if we need... I guess March is still decent. Can target like their Rebel Belt Maverick. Probably cut Cathar here. Cathar is fine, but if they're bringing in like decent amount of removal, I think Flanker will be a little bit better. Casket also looks nice. Yeah, we just have like a lot of options and I'm not sure what we cut here. I think we don't care as much about Veteran, so we can probably cut that. And then I think we want, yeah, we probably want Casket and maybe like Invasion, just to like pick apart their hand. Although I don't know how expensive their creatures are going to be, so that's a little bit less sure of that. We could also go for like 2 more Marches here, which feels pretty good. I think I just bring in 2 more Marches and then maybe like an Invasion. Definitely have not worked out the board for this kind of deck yet. Yeah, opening hand looks great. They might do like Deadly Cover Up. I guess if they're running red, they could probably run like Brotherhood's End, maybe. All right, yeah, let's just get Sun Gold Sentinel going here. I think they might have stuff that gets land back. I don't know if they can get the Cauldron back. So I guess I'll just get rid of the Cliffs. Okay, Insidious Roots makes sense. Yeah, we probably now bring in like Destroy Evil. That makes sense that they'd be running that. Definitely want to have March ready for Insidious Roots. Guess we can get rid of like the Prowler. But I think this turn we just want to spend going into Knight Errant and just setting up. another Sun Gold Sentinel plus Thalia feels pretty good. Okay, so now question is, do we get rid of Soul to the Lost or Insidious Roots? I feel like Roots can just totally go off here. Because they can get like another guy from Blanchwood Prowler, buff their whole team. Like right now, Souls of the Lost is sort of like a big dumb permanent, but it's not huge yet. I feel like we have to get rid of Roots. It's like more dangerous. So yeah, I think let's march for Roots. And then I think we want to play like Adeline also. So I guess I can get rid of Thalia here. Yeah, the next turn we can double Sentinel, and that feels pretty good. But yeah, I can see their Souls of the Lost just getting completely out of hand with the Snarling Gorehound. Luckily, it doesn't have Trample, though. We could also push here with Sentinel, and I guess like trade with a 2/3 just to get another card out of the yard. Let's see, what else have they got in here? The Stalactite Stalker. Yeah, I feel like it could be worth trading for that. I guess they could just block with like Maverick though. But I think I'm okay just activating here one more time. I think we just kill the plant, leave this out of their graveyard. Yeah, maybe we should have dealt with that Souls of the Lost. Oh, man. That thing just gets out of hand. So maybe we should have held back and not attacked there. That might have been wrong. Yeah, and unfortunately we got to block Souls of the Lost now. Yeah, now we can shrink some stuff, but like it's just, it's a little too late. I guess we can like chump one of these and then like triple block the other one, but it's still not quite enough. Yeah, I think I misplayed that game. I guess that Snarling Gorehound just filled their yards so quickly. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to hold on here. We're going to need to... I don't even know what we can draw here to get out of this. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Okay. So I think we need to bring in more removal. It looks like they don't have a ton of removal, so I think maybe Brutal Cathar is actually good. And then I think Invasion is maybe less good. Casket still seems really good. Destroy Evil also seems great. I think Adversary is not super great here. Just like we need to have it be played for 4 mana for it to be super good. Initiate's good. I think Inspector is good also. Although we are kind of a little bit of a life race, so maybe like Inspector is still nice with Warden, but I think because they are kind of beat down, maybe we just play Veteran instead of Inspector here. Just to buy ourselves some time to kind of get things going. And then I think maybe we shave like one Knight Errant here because everything else is good. Thalia is still useful. I guess they don't have like a lot of like crazy expensive spells, so maybe we shave with Thalia. I could see doing that. I guess they have like, yeah, most of their stuff is pretty cheap. They're not looking to like board wipe. So maybe actually, maybe it's Thalia we cut here. Just seems less good. And then we can run some more Inspectors. We could probably also bring in, I guess, Lantern Flare is another option. But I want to have like a pretty decent amount of creatures too. So this feels like it might be enough. We've got Destroy Evil, Casket, 4 Marches. Yeah, I think this is probably all right. The Brutal Cathars. All right, we need a hand with 2 land, but other than that, it looks really good. If I knew I was drawing a land, I'd definitely keep this. Okay, this still works. Yeah, Gorehound is pretty good for sure. All right, definitely just going to be Brutal Catharing that Gorehound. Then hopefully we can pick up some enchantment removal or like one of our marches here pretty soon. Keep scrying away these lands. Yeah, Cauldron's pretty nasty with Insidious Roots, for sure. So they've got... Yuck. I guess we can do it like in response to them using Cauldron. So let's keep our mana up and then just, I guess, get this thing into the air. I feel like we want Novice Inspector. It seems good. Maybe we did that a little bit prematurely. I suppose we could have waited a little bit more. I suppose, yeah, the flanker still gets Insidious Roots going. That might have been a little bit too hasty. Alright, so we got to pretty much put everything into Warden here because we've got to be able to... Like, we can't get through on the ground. Actually, let's see. Let's... Can use our clue token and then draw a card. Okay, Brutal Cathar is pretty good. Alright, let's push in for 6, and then I guess just draw another card here. Yeah, so the Insidious Roots, Agatha's Soul Cauldron are like, I suppose that and Souls the Lost are like the big cards to get rid of and deal with. Roots just gets out of hand super quickly. Whew, yeah, we need an answer to that Roots immediately. That or the Soul Cauldron. Whew, yeah, I think we used that flanker way too early. And now I think that's unfortunately just going to do it. Yeah, their Soul Cauldron's like completely out of hand at this point. Could try to like buy time to get something, but I think we're pretty much done. Not really sure what our opponent is thinking about here, because they can just use, I guess, any of the creatures to deal with this just by sacking it, since the Soul Cauldron has the Thrill Seeker setup. Yep. Yeah, I think that's unfortunately just going to do it. All right, let's go on to the next one. Have not run into that deck before, so unfortunately, yeah, I didn't quite have the right ideas for how to handle it. But I think boarding in a ton of removal is going to be helpful for sure. Let's go on the play. Opening hand looks great. It's kind of just like learning like which cards are important in that matchup. Could be blue-white control, could just be like mono-white. But yeah, let's just lead out here with Dahlia just to be safe. A little short on Knight Errant, but we can play out some Inspectors here. I think I'm going to hold back the Veteran. Actually, never mind, yeah. Hold back the Veteran because they're probably just going to play like Reinforcements, perhaps. Just to check for it. And then just start working towards Knight Errant. Alright, let's see if we can find a Brutal Cathar. That would be great. I will definitely settle for double Copper Coat. Do we want the Warden? Warden's pretty good. I mean, double Copper Coat is really good, though. We can start pushing with our Knight Errant. Yeah, I guess we could, like, we have a lot of, like, because we have these clues, Does feel a little bit ridiculous to not get the Warden also. I think I do one of each. Foundry is actually pretty good because then we can go into Adversary. Yeah, let's look, see if we can find a Brucathar, something to deal with that huge thing. But yeah, since we're not blocking, we might as well just do another round on the Warden. Oops. Ah, that was a mistake. I meant to tap it first with Warden. Okay, I mean, that's a good one. I think we probably block with like Veteran here. I'm just going to hold up Adversary just in case they've got some nonsense and we need to get some more life. That would qualify as nonsense. Okay, so guess we have to throw our Adversary at it. That like puts us up to 14 and then down a bit, down to 2. Otherwise, I guess we could... Yeah, throwing the Warden is not gonna... That'll save some damage. And then I guess we save some more, like... Because we're getting, like, an extra almost that much toughness just from having the Adversary around. So I think maybe I throw the Warden in front of it. Since we know another round is coming. Okay, just gonna try to soak some damage here. Do we have the ability to scry safely? So he's pushing for 14 next turn. So if we don't block with adversary, like we can throw 6, 8 points here. That's enough to stop it. So yeah, I guess we can safely tap Warden here. I guess we can throw like Night Errant in front of it too. So if we throw 5, 8, that's enough. I think we can get another scry going. Yeah, I think I just throw all of this at it. Although I guess we could go to 2. I guess it just depends on if they have like Lightning Helix. They might have Lightning Helix. But I think if we just go to 2, then like if he doesn't have another round, we can trade for it next turn. Okay, so I think we replay some Thalias here. Use this to like help scry with Warden. So like Thalia, probably these Copper Coats. Copper Coat is good, but it's not removal. And we need to have, if they have like another answer, I think we need to be able to deal with this thing. All right, so now we can throw 12 enough here in front of it. So yeah, I think we just shove in for 7 in the air and hope that they're done. Let's see, can we afford to pump Warden once? If we can get it to... I think we can replay another Thalia here. If we like tap down the Copper Coats, I think that works. Then we can use this to block the other Hammer Skull. So we'll have like 5, 9, 13. Ugh. think I want to tap down, yeah, Thalia here because we'll just replay it. March is perfect. Okay. That's a good card, finally. I think we throw like Veteran plus Inspector at this thing. We take 2 damage, but then we can like replay Veteran, and can also start getting in with Sentinel perhaps. Otherwise we just trade Sentinel and take a bunch of damage, which I'm not a super huge fan of. I think I throw these 2 in front of it. Yeah, I think we want to hold up March here for Elishnorn in case they've got nonsense. So I think it's a little unwise to play the Veteran right now. And then just hold it, see what they do. I don't think it's really safe to be able to swing in here or pump Warden. We could push with both Sentinel and Warden. That actually seems decent. But then, like, we don't have mana for March. Yeah, I think let's just push for 8 in the air and see what happens. Just play it slow. So we're going to try to gain 4 life and scry 4. I think we might just want to get rid of Elishnorn. Just, it's a potential problem. Although if they get another Angel Fire Ignition for their Hammer Skull, it's probably lights out. Oh, you know what? We can't even pay for Elishnorn. I forgot we had the Thalia in play. That's awkward. Yeah, I guess it happens. Oh, that's a beating with Elishnorin. Yikes. Into Appraiser. Oh my god. This is gonna get out of hand quickly. Okay, well luckily we can respond to that. Although we can just still light it later, so we can just let that resolve. Lockdown. Yuck. Okay, that's a beating. Oof. Okay, unfortunately that's gonna do it. Man, there's all these decks I've like never seen before. I have no idea how to deal with. Okay, so this deck is like a bunch of huge creatures and lockdown. So we want Destroy Evil for the lockdown. I think another March is just good in general. Yeah, Elishnorin is kind of like... They have some expensive stuff, so I could see Invasion being good. Casket, I guess, deals with like the Hammer Skull, but not everything else. So maybe it's not quite as good. I think Brutal Cathar is maybe less good here. We want Peacekeeper, maybe Invasion. I think Veteran can be important if they can kind of go off, but if we can do enough removal, maybe Veteran's not as important. Sentinel is okay, but it seems less important here. And then I think maybe Shave like a Veteran. Everything else feels pretty good. Do we want to bring in Lantern Flare, I guess is the other question. Their creatures are kind of a little bit too big for Lantern Flare, so I think maybe we just do it like this. Okay, we need a mulligan. That looks better. I think we maybe throw back like one Novice Inspector here. I like the rest of our cards. Yeah, best of 3 is super different than best of 1, that's for sure. All right, nice draw there. We can hopefully dodge the temporary lockdown with the Invasion or hold up Destroy Evil. That's a nice one. Alright, let's see if we can flip invasion. Look upstairs, see what's going on. Okay, they've got the fight rigging, the appraiser, angel fire. So Luca they can play for 4, and then they can kill a bunch of stuff. I think we just take out the fight rigging here. Because we'll have invasion going in case they want to like try to blow up the world. Alright, yeah, and that feels pretty good. We can get Warden going. Yeah, just push all with everything. And then just use our light shield array if they try to go Luca here. And that should be game. Alright, so that's game. On to game 3. All right, yeah, this opening hand looks great. Got a nice 1, 2, 3 curve. A little bit of march to deal with nonsense. And invasion. Perfect. Could go for Warden here, but I think we just want to be mana efficient with Copper Coat. We could set up this turn. I kind of like setting up. We could go like Invasion plus Warden and then Scry. They could have like Fight Rigging planned. Could also just go Adeline to set up. I think Invasion is probably a little better. It's close. Yeah, they've got the Fight Rigging and the Angel Fire Ignition, plus the Sundown Pass to get there. I think we've got to take this out of reach Fight rigging's really nasty too, though. Yeah, I think ignition is just too much. We just have to not have that happen. Does 4 mana help us? Yeah, actually it does, because then we can use March. So they probably just go fight rigging this turn. Hopefully it's not something terrifying. That was pretty bad. As things go, that was pretty terrible. We can march though, at least. All right, so Carnosaur, they can use that to take something out. They can get to 5. I guess we just make their Hammer Skull a little bit more expensive. We could do that. I think actually we just target Carnosaur here, just so they can't hard cast it easily. We just need more removal. I mean, we've got March. I suppose we have March. Warden is nice because we can double spell. Now we can just march their Hammer Skull when they try to target it again with Angel Fire. I guess we could just do it now and then just... Yeah, I think that's actually better. Let's just do it now. Get Light Shield going. And then we can go Adeline plus Warden next turn. Set up. Yeah, March has been pretty clutch in this matchup. And I think it was definitely correct to target the Carnosaur to keep that thing out of reach. So now they can just go like Angel Fire, and then we can just blow our array and like triple block it. All right, so they blow our array, but that's fine. All right, so I think, yeah, let's play out the Warden. I guess actually if we draw, we have a chance of getting like Brutal Cathar. Actually, I don't know if we left it in. Thalia kind of doesn't really do it. I guess since they've got Carnosaur here, we probably want to... Yeah, we'll just hold everything back here and just bash for 7 in the air. So if he pushes 10, I guess we could just chump with like the Warden, and then threaten a whole lot coming back, especially since it'll be stunned. Okay, so he just goes Carnosaur here. Yeah, lockdown is a beating. Oof. And that's going to do it, unfortunately. Yeah. Appraiser into lockdown is pretty nasty. Okay, it's not looking great. 0-2. Let's see if we can turn it around in one more match here. Best of 3 has just been completely brutal. Could definitely use a 2-drop here. That'd be really nice. Alright, up against Domain, a deck I've actually seen and known. There's an argument for going Knight Errant there, but I think just getting Adeline going, it's very much a race. So I feel like we don't really have the extra setup time. Here we can push with our 2 big guys and then still go for Knight Errant. Try to refill. I guess if they have like the... If they have the board wipe, it's super rough, but hopefully we can refill for a decent amount. Yeah, because I guess if we attack with this, we can go for 3, and that feels pretty good. Okay, this is perfect. We can go for Thalia, and then I guess like another Adeline if they have extra removal. That was perfect. So I guess they'd need like depopulate here. Depopulate's pretty much all they could do. Alright, we definitely want Peacekeeper. Gobakan is really good. Destroy Evil is also good. Okay, we can lose the veterans. What else? Brutal Cathar is also a little weak because they've got board wipes and removal. Sentinel is not super important here. Definitely want Flanker. And probably... Might be nice to have like the otherworldly lights for their angel, although I guess Lantern Flare sort of does that too, but we need to have creatures going. Knockout Blow is a way to cleanly deal with the angel though. And March is kind of expensive. Like March does deal with if they bring in like temporary lockdown. Let's see, how are we doing on creatures? 34. I want like maybe some number of marches. I guess I could cut like 1 sentinel. see how this goes. Hand looks good. All right. We could go Warden and Scry. I think I just want to go Sentinel here just because it's a bit more mana efficient. And we could try to refill here with Knight Errant. But again, I think we just want to push damage with Adeline. If they have like a board wipe here, it's awkward, but we've got another Adeline. On the other hand, like we could search for 3 with Knight this turn. I think we want to get damage going. It's close. I can see doing either one. Archangel for 2 isn't bad. We've got Iganjo here, which is pretty nice. I think we can go Warden. Yeah, I think we lead out with Warden. Don't need any more land. We could have held back 1 to scry there, but I think just pushing the damage matters more. And then let's hold the Aganjo in case they've got other like Stomper. So all we need to do now is just get Sentinel through one turn, next turn, and we should be good. So we'll just sit. So I guess if we play Knight here, that gives us a 4 power and 2 3 power creatures. Hopefully we find another creature. I think it's going to take another turn of setup, unfortunately. Yeah, because if we attack, we've got 2 3 powers and a 1 1. Okay, auto tapper there. Actually, I wanted to hold up a Cavern of Souls, unfortunately. Now we should be able to push through a Sentinel if they don't have removal. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Got there. Finally got a win on the board. Oh, this has been a beating, but it's been good. It's been learning a lot about sideboarding, etc. I think I have a lot more to learn, but overall I am happy with the deck. And let's take a look at the stats. All right, so we are 69% win rate, 71% on the play and 56 on the draw. 20 wins and 9 losses. So this recent play session was not great, went 1 and 2, but I think a lot of it is just to kind of trying to figure out the sideboard and what to do with that. So at any rate, I'll have an updated deck list there on Moxfield and Untapped GG. Thank you guys so much again for watching and supporting. You guys really are awesome, and we will see you next time.